After a relatively failed scene of PvP in Warlords of Draenor, it looks like Blizzard is finally taking a look at PvP again with its announcement of the new expansion, Legion. During the announcement at Gamescom, not a lot of information about PvP was actually released. However, today Holinka did clarify some things on MMO Champion and released more information about how PvP is changing in Legion. The biggest change, in my opinion, is that they are trying to completely remove PvP gear, and that they don't want gear to influence how good you're doing as much as it has in the past. They want it to be more like you can just jump in and play and you'll be on a more level playing field. So this way it's based more on skill rather than, oh, I have more gear than the other person so I should win. That's the idea in theory, however. We'll see how it plays out in both alpha and beta when it comes out. In my opinion, this is not a bad change. However, it does take away from some of the progression that you had to do in order to be one of the better players, was to get your gear. But to solve that, they're introducing a new sort of talent system that's going to be strictly for PvP. This talent tree is going to be completely separate from the one that's already in place for PvE. So this way, balancing can just be strictly for PvP. The PvP team can just work on that talent tree completely. The idea is that they're going to just completely separate PvE from PvP, stats, things like that. Everything's going to be separated, so that way balancing will just be an easier task. One of the things that they're doing to keep it balanced is that they're giving each spec an individual stat template. So when you go into a battleground arena, each spec will have its own set amount of stats to keep everyone on an even playing field. Another thing that they're doing is they are making trinkets, set bonuses, and enchants not active in PvP. Blizzard thinks that players right now are just stacking enchants, set bonuses, and trinkets and just lining them all up together to try and get one big burst damage out at the same time, and they just don't think that that's fun anymore. They're trying to make it so that it's more sustained damage all the time rather than just big bursts. But anyway, back to this PvP talent tree. Basically what's going to happen is you're going to PvP and you're going to earn sort of like PvP experience kind of thing. And as you do it, you'll keep unlocking new talents to pick from each talent tree, I guess, going down. From there, you'll keep earning XP until you unlock all of the talents, which is at, I think they said, PvP rank 50 or whatever they're calling it. It's rank 50. That's when you'll unlock all of them. At that point, they give you an option. And the option is sort of the Call of Duty thing that they talked about, is that you can prestige, which is just you're going to be able to reset your PvP experience and do it all over again. And the rewards for this are just strictly cosmetic. You can just do it to earn like a new border on your character thing in the top left. Or I think they're adding weapons too. Your artifact weapon can get a new skin if you keep PvPing and doing the prestiges and things like that. Holinka then talked about the ever-infamous every man for himself human racial. Now Blizzard has been talking about what to do with this racial for a really long time now. I thought they were going to do something with it in Warlords, but never got around to it, who knows. But this has been a big problem for them because I think they said like 50% of players who are PvPing are playing humans, and it's probably mostly because of this racial here. So Blizzard's still talking about that. We'll see what they do with it, who knows. I doubt they'll end up doing anything with it anyway, but we'll see. Now, one of the first things that you unlock in that PvP talent tree is your actual trinket. Since you can't buy your trinket anymore, they put the trinket into the talent tree, so you can use that as your CC break. Obviously, this would cause a problem for humans, so they discussed maybe just giving them different talents, but as I said, they're still talking about it. But yeah, this racial is just causing even more problems for them right now. Now, in terms of gearing, they're not fully removing PvP gear itself. I know a lot of people think that they are, and they think that they're going to have to go PvE and raid to be good in PvP and have the best gear for PvP, but what they're doing is they're just making it harder to get than it is today. There wasn't really that much information on it, but they just said that they want it to be more of an elite player thing, something that they can get versus a casual player getting it. However, Holinka directly clarified that you will not have to raid in order to get the best gear for PvP. That's just about all the information that we got. So far it looks pretty good. It looks like they're trying to completely separate PvE from PvP now. That's something that's been talked about for a really long time, and I'm glad that they're finally doing it. They're making it so that PvP is going to be completely balanced with stats and everything, so it's just going to be as much as it can based on skill, while still having some element of gear to play a role. Also, I think that the PvP talent tree is a good idea. I think that earning PvP experience and leveling up through that to get all your talents is a really good idea. And the prestige system that they're doing with it to get people to keep doing it and keep PvPing to get those cosmetic rewards is also something that's going to have more of a longevity for PvP rather than what it used to be was farm your gear, farm your gear, farm your gear, which took a really long time. Alright guys, that's just about it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.